Well, hello, friends, and happy Wednesday. Welcome to today's live level up conversation. It's wonderful to join you here. Happy Wednesday. Let's dive right in.
Welcome to Level Up with Winnie Sun. Award-winning financial pro. Get ready. Level Up with Winnie Sun.
Well, hello, friends. It's Winnie here, your host, an award winning financial pro, Forbes contributor, and a CNBC council member and contributor. And it's been a busy, busy week. And we're streaming here live on many social media platforms. And if you actually were joining me earlier on X, we were having our big tweet chat talking about all things consulting. So if you didn't get a chance to join us, definitely jump on X, search for hashtag Winnie Sun. You can see the conversation and some of the answers. And we had an incredible guest. Lori led the discussion. So lots of great information being shared. But let's talk about where the market is currently. Market's still open just for a little bit longer here. The Dow's up in the positive, up 181 points. NASDAQ up 466 points. S&P 500 up 92 points as well. If you didn't know already, Fed Chairman Jerome Powell actually came out, talked about, no rate cut yet, but he said very clearly that a rate cut could be on the table and will be explored for September. And so you're seeing a lot of optimism with that, a lot of interest in hoping that interest rates come down. That means inflation is at a healthier level, and then that way we can sort of get ahead. And so a lot of stuff happening overall. You're seeing some comeback, of course, on all the different indices today. And so for those of you who are investing long term, this is one of those days where you're like, okay, sit back, relax, let it go ahead and close here. The market's going to close in about 15 plus minutes here, but I wouldn't worry too much right now. I wouldn't worry too much. I would just make sure that you're well diversified, and of course, that if you have the ability to do so, that you are invested, so you can take advantage of some of this long-term growth here, right? Now, let's talk about some of the stories that are making headlines today. And one of the big stories is, of course, on McDonald's. If you haven't heard about this, you haven't visited McDonald's, you're probably not alone, because McDonald's is having a really tough time right now because with inflation, that also meant that they had to increase prices on quite a bit. And sales at McDonald's have actually been slipping significantly. And in fact, the first time since 2020, they have missed Wall Street estimates. So that's not such a good thing. But the reason why is, unlike some other companies such as Chipotle and Starbucks, who are also feeling some hurt as well, McDonald's has raised many of their menu prices by about 40% on average here in the United States since 2019. It has contributed to a decline in customer traffic. People will associate McDonald's with sort of a low cost eating option. Well, if prices go up 40%. People are not too happy. So Starbucks and Chipotle are also facing these challenges. And I would say that, not too long ago, I walked by a Subway sandwich shop, and I think their prices have definitely jumped as well. But McDonald's is certainly updating their earnings per share. But in all honesty, the executives at McDonald's have their hands full. They're really, really busy trying to see how they can get back to that discount feel, so things feel much better. And then that way they can continue to see more customer traffic come back to their stores, to their drive-thrus, and all that. For those of you who are tuning in, curious to see the last time you went to McDonald's, and what are your thoughts? Do you feel like it's too expensive now? I haven't been to McDonald's in a really long time, to be honest. I know they have really great french fries, but I don't know. So yes, I see CrossX Fighter joining us live. Thank you so much for being here and answer a question. I'm doing great. We've had a very busy day already. Great tweet chat, wonderful discussion, and we've got a lot of business stories to cover today. So I want to talk to you about this story that was that's on my radar, thanks to our creative director here, Curtis Peak, sharing about AI Friend. And I guess you're about to meet your new AI friend, or maybe some of you. And so this is a new device called a Friend, being shared on The Verge by reporter David Pierce. Okay, so this is a new AI companion called Friend, and it's designed, I guess, to be with you all the time. It kind of looks like one of those necklaces that I might have worn in my teeny bop years. But this is supposed to be with you all the time. It's going to be like a friend offering support, making sure that you don't feel like you're alone, making sure that you feel validated. So, unlike a lot of productivity oriented AIs, this little gizmo called friend is focusing on your feelings, your emotional and social interactions. If you watched the movie Inside Out recently, you might just know how important this topic is for young people. And I feel like this is something many people might benefit from. But Friend is now a wearable device in the form of this round, glowing orb of a necklace that you can hang around your neck, or you can even clip onto your clothes. It's got a built-in microphone so that it has ambient recording, and you can have a direct conversation, and it can help you communicate through the app via texting on your phone as well. So this they're saying that friend is about providing a supportive presence. So you don't feel like you're so alone. So you almost have like your virtual best friend on you all the time, meant to be a brainstorming buddy, something that you can talk to about relationships and really to help you feel encouraged. So, those of you who are with me live, which I think a lot of you are live with me, how do you feel about this? Is this something that you feel like has a need today? Do you feel like a lot of people are missing that affirmation and that, social media just isn't enough? It would be nice to be like speak and have more of a conversational experience with you all the time. So this is sort of designed to be that, like your friend, to have a companion experience with you so you can interact with this on a normal basis. I'm really curious to see how you feel. I see cross Joshua said I watched Inside Out. It was a great movie. Yeah, it was my son went to watch it and he loved it. So let's talk about this. So currently this friend device is planning to ship by January, and it's gonna be about $100, $99 each, no subscription fee, which is kind of cool. And they're saying they're gonna ship about 30,000 of these out, and they're really focused on building credibility and securing manufacturing partners. They want to do this right. And so, Friend doesn't store transcripts or your audio for privacy's sake, and if the device is lost, all the memories that it collects they'll make sure that that's safe as well. And it's designed to be fun, engaging. They're saying similar. Remember back in the day when you had that like Tamagotchi, and then like, you would go ahead and try and feed it, right, and pet it and walk like this little like handheld like video game sort of pet thingy that you were supposed to be taking care of. I guess that's sort of the concept here for this $99 gizmo, if you will. And they really believe that AI companions will be a part of daily life. And let me just say that having a teen at home, we've been having a lot of these conversations, in fact, talking about like best friends and feelings and school and friends and stuff like that. That's real. And I can see how this would be something that young people would gravitate to, but maybe even something for people who live alone or are a senior population that sometimes, it's not real, but sometimes you just feel like it's nice to have someone to talk to. So, curious to see how you feel about that. That's a big one. Of course, it's nice to see AI trying to and technology trying to solve a lot of these issues, human issues, um, as well as mental issues too. So that's kind of cool. All right, let's segue to our next story. And this is a big one. And you may have heard of this, especially if you're a Tesla driver. I'm going to tell you, like, as a Tesla driver, I had many friends send me this article. But if you didn't hear already, Tesla is recalling about 1.85 million cars here in the United States over, get this, a hood issue. That's right, an unlatched hood. This is a big issue. Can you imagine driving down the street and then like your hood like opens up? So Reuters is reporting this, talking about how Tesla is recalling these vehicles, and they say it's due to a software failure, and that it may not detect an unlatched hood. So you could be driving, your hood could not be latched, and like all of a sudden you could have an issue. And the hood for a Tesla is also the cover for your frunk. So unlike a typical like gas powered vehicle, it's not like just like your engine under the hood. This is like for many people, where they keep what they would normally keep in a trunk. So if your hood isn't completely latched and things could fly out, this could be a big safety issue. They're saying this is a software update. Tesla's going to be rolling out an over-the-air software update um, to address this issue, and also, of course, to let drivers know when the hood is open. And then the problem sort of originated from a hood latch issue, which was produced in China by magnet closures, leading to instances where, like on Model 3s and Model Ys, were literally without prompt, the hood was just open. So that was a big issue. So Tesla has already started investigations and hardware inspections and all that. But yeah, in December, I guess Tesla also recalled over 2 million US vehicles to install their new autopilot safeguards as well. So a lot of things happening, but you got to give credit for this, in that usually when you think of a recall, you think that you're going to have to drive your car into a dealership, and it's going to be, obviously time away from work or your day, and then you're going to have to go through all that and then figure out how you're going to get around until you get your car back. But luckily, unfortunately, in this situation, a software update over the air sounds great. So that's what's happening. If you're a Tesla driver, if you didn't hear about this already, be on the lookout for that. And if any questions, of course, probably a good idea to reach out to your Tesla um, repair shop or Tesla dealership, which is where they repair cars normally. That would probably be a good place to check if you're not quite sure. All right. So let's continue on, because this is also about things that, well, maybe just need a little fixing. And this is talking about Amazon. Amazon is a news story that's come out on CNN talking about this new regulatory ruling by the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, the CPSC, has just has voted and decided that they're going to be able to hold Amazon responsible for defective products that are sold even by third-party sellers on Amazon's platform. So now, to give you an idea, over 400,000 defective products, including, they're saying, carbon monoxide detectors, that's a big one, flammable children's pajamas, even dangerous hair dryers, yikes, were identified. And they're saying that Amazon must recall these items, or they could possibly face legal consequences, because they want people to feel comfortable when they're buying something on Amazon that it's not going to be faulty. Now, the CPSC is saying that Amazon's notifications to customers about potential safety issues just wasn't enough. In fact, they're saying that, the administrative law judge in this case ruled that Amazon acted as not only a distributor, but also that they dismissed the company's argument that they were only as a distributor, but also they said that there is certainly some responsibility. Now, Amazon, of course, said that they're disappointed by the court's decisions. They plan to appeal, of course, and also that they, of course, promptly notified customers, and that should be enough. And they even instruct customers to stop using certain products and provide refunds when potential safety issues are identified. But more than 60% of sales on Amazon now come from independent sellers. So really it's talking about, like, is it sold by Amazon? Is it a third party seller? So the battle continues over liability for these defective products. Who is responsible? So let me know what you think about that. How do you feel about that? Does that impact the way that you would shop on Amazon? Is something that you assumed would be the case? But nonetheless, I do think it's good that there is some level of responsibility, and that things that shouldn't be sold just shouldn't be sold on the platform completely. I would think that flammable pajamas for children, that should be something that, regardless of what company you are, you just don't not to sell it. And perhaps, given Amazon's deep pockets and larger size and their platform, that is something that they could, control and have some input on, which would be great. All right, so let's talk about another thing that's happening, and maybe even in your hometown, you may have been experiencing extreme heat. Now, extreme heat is translated, depending on what part of the country you are, could be translated into like more air conditioning dollars. It could be like, going to public parks or swimming pools. But extreme heat is here and is prompting for higher home cooling costs. It's also putting a lot more people into risk. So this is a new article that was shared on CNN or CNBC, I apologize, CNBC, by my friend Lori Konish. So, as of July 22nd, the global average temperature has here in the United States and the world reached a new high of almost 63 degrees Fahrenheit, which highlights the intense and really the heat wave here across the United States. So, home cooling costs are expected to rise by an average of $719 for the period between, well, summer period between June through September, which is up nearly 8% from last year. And so this is crazy. So, on top of everything else that's costing you more in terms of food and groceries and shelter and everything else, and now your cooling costs are, of course, been driven up as well. So low income households are spending significantly less on air conditioning, between 37% to 45%, than higher income households, because obviously those who are lower income are opting to endure the heat to save money, which is of course putting a lot of financial strain on a lot of families, but it can also affect health. So this is affecting low income families. A lot of low income families will include like young children, the elderly, even disabled individuals. So this is posing to be significant health risks for these families. So experts are now recommending that, in terms of having some assistance, that assistance comes into play for cooling bills, and of course long-term effects to try to help retrofit some of these homes, to make them more affordable and have more modern cooling systems to help with more vulnerable populations. So let me know, for those of you who are with me live currently, have you experienced greater heat this summer in your neighborhood? And what have you been doing? Have you still been keeping the AC on? You've been turning it off, for what are you doing to try to mitigate that as well? Now, before we close up here, I'm going to go ahead and jump back in the market. Market's about to close in about 2 minutes. Currently in the positive, though. Dow is up 107 points, which is great. Nasdaq's up over 440 points. S&P 500 is also up over 85 points. So I think we can agree today's going to be a positive day in the close. For those of you who are joining me live, thank you so much for being a part of Level Up Live. It is wonderful to be here with you. And a big shout out to Carter Ruff, Joshua, Robin Stevens, and many others who've been supporting and sharing the show. We see your shares this week, and we truly, truly appreciate it. Do me a favor, hit that like button, hit subscribe, and to watch full past episodes of Level Up. Definitely check out NASDAQ, Amazon Fire, Samsung, LG, Roku, and of course, the newest and greatest episodes are always on my social media platforms, channels, I should say. So definitely check me out there. And thank you so much. And when sharing the show, definitely tag at Winnie Sun to show your support, so I can thank you on a future episode. And for those of you who don't know, give some love to my dear friend, Chef Shirley Chung. If you don't know who she is, she's on multiple episodes on the Food Network, and also on Top Chef, where she was runner up to win on that show. She's absolutely incredible. She is working hard right now to try and fight stage 4 cancer. So any support you can give on social media, give her some love. She's going through a lot. We love you, Shirley. We care about you, and we want you to fight this so you can come back strong. She's going to be taking a hiatus from her restaurant too, a very popular restaurant in Los Angeles called Miss Chi. But if you want to try her amazing, award-winning dumplings and cuisine, you can check out Gold Belly. And I want to point that out just because she's such a dear friend. I'm actually doing it. I'm trying to order right now. I'm on wait list, but I'm like ordering, see how I can support her as much as I can. But we love you, Shirley Chung, and we hope, Chef Shirley, that you get back stronger. And the better. If you need anything else, definitely reach out. But with that, thank you so much, my friends, for joining and being part of this show. I appreciate you so much. Be well. And I can't wait to see you again on Friday when we come back for a new episode. Take care now. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.